What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the HUF Nike SB Dunk Low OG Quick Strike in the San Francisco colorway. Today's video is brought to you by HUF. HUF is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell ETPU insoles, which essentially is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup that you prefer, you're going to find there's a suitable insole for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of HUF for years now, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase. So this is a collaboration between HUF and Nike SB, which honors the late legendary skateboarder Keith Hufnagel. Better known as the founder of HUF, the two joined forces releasing 3 pairs of Nike SB Dunks. So there was this pair which represents San Francisco, which is where HUF was founded 20 years ago, and then there's a pair for New York, which is where Keith was from, and then the third pair is a more rare Friends and Family edition. So these retailed for a price of $130 US or $170 here in Canada, and the colorway for this shoe is black, vast gray, and white. So as far as the packaging goes, so nothing special here. This comes in the normal multicolor Nike SB box. But the interesting thing about how this shoe was released, it was actually done in a mystery bag or blind bag style, meaning all the pairs were actually packaged inside this box in this black bag. So you really had no idea what shoe you were getting until you opened it up, which I thought was a very interesting, different, but cool idea. As for the shoe itself, so this is a Nike SB Dunk Low. As we take a deep dive into the details, so the upper of the shoe is constructed out of leather. So on the toe box we have this very nicely tumbled leather, and just like any of your other Dunks, we have this perforated toe box, but they've added a metallic silver swoosh in the middle, along with HUF branding written across. Surrounding the front toe cap we have a very tumbled black colored leather, and you'll see that the edges of the leather are given an orange colored tint to it, which gives it a bit of a San Francisco Giants flavor to it. This same black leather covers the eyelets of the shoe, and then beneath this we have more of that tumbled white leather, and overlaid on top of this we have a leather swoosh which is done in this vast gray color. An interesting thing about this release is the lateral and medial mid panels. This white leather here can actually be removed, and it reveals a tie-dye canvas layer underneath. This pays homage to HUF's 2004 Nike SB Dunk High release, giving it a similar tie-dye effect 18 years later. Moving downwards we have more of that black leather which wraps around the bottom of the heel, and above this we have more of that white leather, and then glued on top of this, done in this white colored reflective 3M, we have the city skyline of San Francisco. And at the very top of the heel we have more of that gray colored leather, and we have the words Keith on the left foot and Forever on the right foot. This is embroidered in the style of the San Francisco Giants. In terms of laces, so these come with 2 different lace options. The standard or default lace is a flat style lace done in a sail or off-white color, but they also give you a black colored lace as well. Underneath this we have your traditional nylon tongue, but unlike most of your Nike SB Dunk Lows, the tongues here are unpadded, which gives it more of the classic Nike Dunk look. And at the very top we have this tag with Nike SB and San Francisco branding. The back of the tongue is lined in a black colored mesh, and we have a green colored patch honoring HUF's 20th anniversary. And as far as the inner collar of the shoe, this is lightly padded, and it's covered in that same black colored mesh that we saw earlier on the back of the tongue. Moving on to the insoles, so these come with your standard foam lined Nike SB insoles, and it's lined in a green colored textile on top. We have Nike SB branded on the heel, along with the silhouette of Bones, who is HUF's Chihuahua, which gives it a very personalized touch, which I thought was really nice. And this being a Nike SB release, on the heel of course we have a Zoom Air unit which helps with impact protection and shock absorption. So the upper of the Dunk sits atop this solid rubber cupsole, which is given a slightly vintage touch in this off-white or sail color. And then turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is your classic Dunk outsole. This is entirely constructed out of a black colored rubber. We have this circular pivot point on the forefoot, along with Nike branding in the center. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Dunks. And for those wondering about sizing, so I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and usually for regular Dunks I stick true to size, but based on other people's reviews, I opted to go up a half size, which is my normal Nike SB Dunk Low size, and I got these in a size 10.5, which I think is the right decision to make. In my opinion, this shoe runs pretty narrow. So around this toe box area right here, even though I went up a half size, I can still feel a bit of that pressure on the sides of my toes. So I think if I had gone true to size, it would have been way too tight. To add to the fact, because this is a Nike SB release, the tongues are actually connected to the base of the shoe using these elastic or bungee cords, which adds to the whole lockdown feel of this shoe. So that's why I recommend going up a half size compared to your normal Nike sportswear Dunk. Moving on to the comfort, so unfortunately, these aren't the most comfortable shoe, which is the same opinion I feel about all recent Nike SB Dunks. This kind of makes sense because this is technically made to be skateboarded in, so it feels very stable and low to the ground, and there's not too much from a softness and step-in comfort perspective. Even with that Zoom Air unit on the heel, I honestly can't feel it too much. And it's a shoe that feels pretty stiff straight out of the box, so it's just one of those pairs that really needs to be broken in, and then I assume they'll fit a bit more comfortable over time and with more wear. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, material quality, I thought it was very solid. The leather used on the shoe is very thick. Even when you look at it from the sides, you can see that it's a very genuine cut of leather, but it is very thick overall. But I'm not complaining about that at all. I thought the leather had a very nice tumbled feel to it as well. It wasn't the best leather I've seen on a Nike shoe, but for a $130 shoe, I think you definitely get better materials than you're used to. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, I thought my pair was honestly pretty flawless. The stitch job was solid, the panels were cut consistently, no glue stains, so overall this is a very solid Dunk release from Nike SB. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet and I'll show you guys how these look. At first glance, if you don't know what this shoe is, it just looks like a normal black, white, and gray Nike Dunk Low. And a part of me is wanting to remove the side panel and expose the tie-dye underneath. I've seen some tutorials online. I'm just a bit worried and I doubt my abilities to do it cleanly. So maybe I'll get around to doing it later down the road. But from the people who have removed this white panel, I think it looks a lot better. Between this one and the New York pair, I gotta give the edge to the New York one. I think the color combination looks a little bit better. It stands out a little bit more compared to this one, which, assuming you don't remove the side panel, looks kind of plain and a little bit more reserved. But honestly, both pairs are very solid. But I wanna hear what you guys think between the two pairs. Which of the two do you guys prefer, New York or San Francisco? And for anyone watching, were you guys able to luck out and grab these for retail? Did you take an L and pick these up on resale? Or did you just pass on them altogether? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.